And we are back with the fourth segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this final segment, we're going to be talking about the Washington Wizards, as well as, continue giving updates on this game going on right now. Okay, this is a very interesting defensive scheme that that Michigan State is putting in right now. Purdue just hit a three, so they're doubling that big man in the paint, and that big man is sort of like, he has to be a Jokic player. He has to sort of survey the floor and pass to the open man because he's getting double teamed right now, and they have to start hitting their threes and shooting a lot of threes if they want to make them pay for doubling him. Now, Michigan State answers right back with a three of their own. So you might notice that quote underneath the show segment, "Don't be that team." Well, that quote is what Kyle Kuzma tweeted out when the Detroit Pistons were up by 20 points against the Boston Celtics. He jokingly tweeted that saying, wow, at this point, it's like, don't be as bad as the Detroit Pistons. Turnover by Michigan State. Foul by Michigan State. Okay. But, yeah, essentially, that's what he tweeted out because he didn't, obviously, the Pistons at the beginning of the season, they were a joke. They literally broke the NBA season record for most consecutive losses in the regular season. And they were considered the worst team in the NBA. There were talks of them being considered the worst team in NBA history. And here we are now, late in the season. The Wizards are worse than the Detroit Pistons. How can you be worse than a team that broke the record for most consecutive losses? That is incredible. That is ridiculously ironic coming in from Kuzma. That is karma. If you guys believe in karma, that is 100% karma. And won by Purdue. That was just a regular layup, 48-38. Excuse me for that. But again, this team is it's really, really bad. And the biggest problem with the Wizards, shockingly, a poor defense. They only really care about their offense. Their best player that's being paid the most money right now, Jordan Poole. Now, I did have a segment previously on this podcast about Jordan Poole, if you guys remember it, but I'll go ahead and refresh everyone's mind. Layup by Michigan State. Okay, that's an and one. So now they're within 7 going up against them. But Jordan Poole, he comes from Golden State. He gets this really big contract, and it's expected that Jordan Poole is going to average 27 points per game or 30, because in the playoffs, when he was coming off the bench, he was averaging almost 20. It makes total sense how somebody and not only that, he had games where he would score 36 points. Literally, there was a point where Stephen Curry had to either come off the bench or just not play at all, and they wouldn't miss any of his production because Jordan Poole would give that production. So he was a monster. He was being called the third Splash Brother for a reason. And that's why he got all of this money coming in from Washington, because they thought, okay, we'll build around Jordan Poole. He's a great shooter. He's a great option for the offense. And what could go wrong when a bench player or a six man that's getting you 20 points while not even being the number one option? You can only expect that as he becomes the number one option, his production would go up. That has been the exact opposite. Right now, he is dead last in box plus minuses. And right now, he's averaging, as a starter, he was averaging 17 points per game, just about. He wasn't averaging 30, and it makes no sense because when he's on a bad team, okay, he's on a bad team, and now he has the green light to take any type of shot. Oh no, somebody on Purdue just went down with a big injury. He's holding his right leg right now. Oh no, I don't know what that is. But that might be a problem. The game stopped just now. The game is on a complete stop. That's not good. But I digress. So regardless, again, Jordan Poole, he was expected to average 30 points per game. With being on a bad team, it means that you're going, at least now in this era, it means that you're going to get a lot of shots if you're the number one option. And the fact that he's gotten a lot of shots and he hasn't produced nearly as much as he was expected of him, it's extremely disappointing. Like, if you look at his clips, like if you look at his highlights, you'll see that there are times where he looks like he's one of the best ball handlers in the league, and he takes these incredible shots and these difficult shots, but he'll have one good play, and then directly after that, he'll have like 3, maybe even 5 bad plays that don't help the team. So he'll get a quick bucket, a nice bucket, one possession, and then when they're coming down the floor, he'll give up a wide open layup, not play defense, do something bad on the defensive side of the ball that just completely negates what he does on the offensive side of the ball. And then he'll come back down the court and then do random flashy dribbles and take a bad shot. And then wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. It happens every single time. And it'll happen for like 5 straight possessions or so. There was a moment where he was on the floor, right? Like his rear end was on the floor, and he was actually considering to shoot the ball. Like, he wasn't even looking to pass. He was just looking like, do I shoot this? Do I not shoot this? That was literally what was going through his mind. And I thought he was going to shoot it. I really thought he was going to shoot it. But he only plays for highlights. And you can see it on his attitude. And there was a time where he was in a timeout. The coach was making a play. He wasn't even paying attention to the play. And then he comes back looking confused, like, what was the play? You're the star player. You're supposed to know what the play is. And it's been nothing but disappointment. And don't be that team, that quote, it's been living in the Wizards' head and their minds for the longest time. And there's something that just irks me about players who talk the talk but cannot walk the walk, which is honestly why I really like Kawhi Leonard a lot. Like, Kawhi doesn't talk for anything. He doesn't say a word. He backs his game up. And that's one of the big reasons why I like Kawhi. And obviously, like, I mean, as a LeBron fan, when they match up against each other, I'm not a big fan of LeBron. Just a little bit of an update on the player. The player that just went down is number 3 for Purdue. I don't know I can't see his last name, but he ended up. I'm looking at they're showing the replay right now of and he landed awkwardly on his right leg. I think he's going to be out for this game. I'm not entirely sure if he was a key player. I'll ask my cousin. My cousin actually goes to Purdue. What he thinks of this injury right now, and if this will affect them going into the NCAA tournament. But regardless, like, okay, so the score is 48-41 right now. 12 minutes left to go in the second half, and again, focusing on the Wizards, Jordan Poole, like, while he might be the main problem, like, he's also not the only problem. Kyle Kuzma is another problem on that list. He's another arrogant, cocky player who, like, thinks of himself way too highly. Ooh, they just scored. So now it's 43-48 Purdue. And Kyle Kuzma is second to last on the list of total box plus minuses. So Jordan Poole is dead last, and Kyle Kuzma is directly after that. Their defense is, that's a bad shot coming in from Purdue. Their defense is something that needs to be worked on, and that is critical for this team. It is absolutely critical. And, like, there's really not much that, like, you can't rely on just offense for an NBA team. You just can't. Especially when it's just relying on one person. I think it's a very bad philosophy. You have to have defense. You have to have something that your team can fall back on, especially when your guards are going to be handling the offensive side of the ball a lot more than they're going to be handling the defensive side of the ball. But even with that, you should still prioritize defense. And with how Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma play, they're just like, meh, whatever, if they score. You can't have that. Like, Kuzma and Jordan Poole, they give up some of the easiest baskets that I've ever seen. Like, when Jordan Poole is playing defense, he just ball watches. And his defender can easily backdoor cut him for an easy layup. You cannot give that up. You just can't give that up when you're a player like him and when you're a team. Whoa, Michigan State it's rallying. Michigan State's rallying. The score right now is 45-48. They went on a 7-0 run after this injury. Oh no. This might be bad for Purdue. This is not looking good for Purdue right now. 45-48. 11 minutes still left to go. They can't generate an offense right now. They got to give it to their big man. He passes to the corner. Open three. Good. All right. Purdue stopped the bleeding. So now they're back up 51-45. Timeout by Michigan State. Whew. That was a lot to unpack there going forward. But yeah, the Wizards, again, like, not a good defensive team. That's what mainly hurts them. And I really have nothing left to talk about in this segment. I really want to continue watching this Purdue game. So I think I'm gonna, and yeah, I have ran out of time. That's the end of the show segment. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us. So please remember to subscribe to the show. Leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Remember to use the link in the description and the link displayed below the show segment to get your comments recognized. That is gsmcpodcast.net. So it really helps the show, makes the show much more interactive. That's the end of the show segment. Please, well, not really, please. Tune into the Purdue game that's going on right now. Ooh, they're starting to fight. Ooh, they're getting into a scuffle. They're getting in each other's faces. This is a really good game going on right now. So I definitely recommend tuning in to watch this game. Thank you guys once again for tuning into the show. I am your host, Nelson, and as always, take care. Let's go, Q!
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go.